I want to. Yeah, I have. If you have a concept where there is a God that came down on earth, not Christianity. So immediately I'm telling you, don't think about Christianity. And saw some beautiful woman having a bath naked in a pond. There's no men around. It's like their own private space, and they put their clothes on the shore. This God came down, took the clothes away, and then went on a tree and started watching and observing them. Would you say this concept of God, who I see like a pervert, attractive to believe in, that this is the God Almighty on the heaven and the earth? You would not say this is a God that is supreme, most high, the just, the one who is the source of all truth, a fair God. Or would you say this is like a pervert who is having an enjoyment by watching naked girls having a bath? And when they saw, this is narrated in some books of some religion, when they saw, they said, give us our clothes back, say you come out of the water, and then I'll give it to you. Imagine that. I mean, you will say, this is not the right concept. So there are many concepts of God all around. So many. What concepts of God should we believe in? Should we? Because we should only accept things which is true, and truth must make some sense to us. Here and here, I can't believe this is God. He comes along, my brother Washmsy said, this is God, worship Him. My heart and my mind would reject it. Why? Because I know that this thing is not the creator of the heaven and the earth, or human beings, or anything. This thing is itself dependent, finite and limited, to come into existence. I can't take So you would agree that when we want to believe in God, that understanding of God has to make sense, must be believable. It cannot be a God who says, you know what, yeah, there is a God, but he forgets. He needs reminding. In fact, you know what he needs reminding by? He needs reminding by a rainbow in the sky. So when he's about to destroy mankind again, second time, or any other time, he looks at the clouds and what he sees is a rainbow. And only then he remembers, because the rainbow reminds him of a covenant that he made with people not to destroy mankind wholesale. And he says, okay. Would you believe in such a God who needs to be reminded by a rainbow that a covenant, a contract he made with humans? You would say, that's not a believable God.
It's just such a long story.
But would you believe in it?
I just think, I think that's going against what religious revolution is then, because the people do rise up and they say, actually, I don't believe this part, and it doesn't make sense in heart and mind to me about certain things, and that's why I believe that I should be allowed to drive, or I shouldn't have to cover my hair, or that.
This is not about God. Things, covering your hair is not about concept of God.
But
do you know why you cover your hair?
That's why I don't cover my hair, and I shouldn't cover my hair because I.
Do you cover your body?
Depending on the social situation.
Here in public?
Yeah, depending on the social situation.
Why in public, like in Speaker's Corner, you cover your body?
Because there's certain.
If it's summer.
Yeah, you would wear shorts.
No, why not be totally naked?
Because there's certain private parts that are used for babies. Right. But my hair is not a private part.
Right. So who decides what is the most? No.
Deciding. Men are deciding.
No. This is the difference. Who decides among your body parts is the most beautiful and precious to you?
Society.
Then they can decide in whatever they want, right? Yes. If the society
because if we disagree, then we vote different people in, and
then
we
it's
have
not
a discussion about it, and we say no, we don't agree with that.
So the society is not the arbiter.
It's a different thing with religion, where people can't say what they don't agree with, because then they'll be excommunicated out of their culture.
So you agree? So the society is not the ultimate arbitrator to decide which part of your body is the most visible.
No, I do think it is society.
So if a society, like if you go to say a Muslim country and they say,
what about East Africa, right?
I'm just giving an example.
Very different
I'm giving an example where it's going to go against your views, for example, deliberately. So if you go to a Muslim country where they say women need to cover their hair, that society determines that women should cover their hair in public. And you should be okay with that, right? So if you say society determines, and you have a society that you go to, say Iran, everyone has to cover their hair, women, and you disagree with it even though you say society determines it.
What will happen to them if they disagree with it? No, what will happen? Because there's no separation between church and state. What will happen to them if they disagree with society?
I'm trying to understand.
That's the difference.
I'm trying to understand.
Society. That if I disagree with something society, I have a means and a political means to get my point heard. If I do agree,
I'm trying to understand one thing.
Religiously, I don't have a means to do that. And in fact, there's consequences for that. And the ultimate consequence is that
I'm a little bit confused. A little bit confused. Maybe you can help. If you say the society determines what you should cover or not.
I'm saying that no. What? Okay, no.
Because you said sorry, you said he was asking you who should determine what you should cover.
I'm not saying who should. He said who does determine.
I said who should.
Right.
Who should?
Yourself.
Good. Yourself. So if a Muslim woman, decides to cover her whole head in public, then it's okay.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
We're different people, but then I don't want anyone saying to her, you shouldn't cover your hair or you should. I'm saying I don't want to cover my hair, so I don't have to.
Good.
But you can't go to her and say you need to cover your hair.
Okay, so intrinsically,
it's
about
you
her.
don't have to cover your
It's
hair.
about her, right?
Yeah, it's about her. And
Exactly.
she, whatever she wants,
Exactly.
whatever she's comfortable. But that's not religious doctrine, is it? Religious doctrine is projecting rules onto people as a form of control.
That's a different religion you're talking about, not Islam.
It's every religion manipulates and
Islam is a set of belief system about you and your creator. Your relationship or interaction with you and your creator and everything around you, including the environment, including the animals. In Islam, even the trees have rights, even the animals have rights, let alone human beings.
Different kinds of Islam, not all Islam. There's
a
billion Islam, Muslim people in the world.
So what he's talking about, when you say Islam, he's talking based upon the textual proof. We're not talking about the Muslims, he's talking Islam, what Allah said, what the Prophet Muhammad said.
But how can there be so many different cultural, if there's only one word and one belief, then why do people cover different parts of their body and they have different rules? Because there's different interpretations based on where you live. If you're a Muslim but you're born in East Africa, if you're a Muslim but you're born in, I don't know, wherever, Bengali, like Bangladesh, right? You're Bengali, you have different rules that you have to live by. It's not the Quran because they have the same Quran, but they have different interpretations.
I think you're mixing between the culture and Islam. For example,
that's the thing is they'll say, if you go to them, they'll say it's my religion.
No, hear me out.
They won't go, it's my religion.
I'm going to make it clear to you, Archie. For example, some Muslims believe they should force their daughters to get married to someone that the family like, not the daughter, the family like.
Or female circumcision.
Hear me out,
right?
And they believe that it's from Islam. However,
but they say that themselves. I don't say that.
Hear me out.
They say
but
that.
if you go to Islam, Prophet Muhammad clearly said, don't marry your daughter someone she doesn't like. It's her choice to marry whoever she wants. So that is a clear statement. So now, as a Muslims, of course, there's Muslims out there, they misexplain the Quran and the prophetic tradition. But we are able to go back to the Quran and the prophetic tradition and how the Prophet Muhammad understood it and say, no, you are wrong. Because Allah said this, Prophet Muhammad said this.
But whose responsibility is it to correct those other people from that faith? Is it mine, the outsiders, or is it yours?
Some issues are very clear. For example, very clear, Allah said, worshiping alone. If I see a Muslim, like he was giving an example, if I see a Muslim worshipping an umbrella, as a Muslim, I say, brother, you are a Muslim and you are worshipping umbrella. Allah said don't worship anything beside him. Is that clear? Is that clear? So some issues are very clear without any doubt. But the main point I want to go back to, the brother is asking about, it's a good question to be honest, who should determine what is right, what is wrong? The best one, human rights changes. The best one is the one who created us. It's a logical argument. You know why?
What if people don't believe it? So in a world where they don't believe, there are places in the world that there's no belief.
That's why everything is rooted back to this fundamental question about the existence of God.
I'm a good person because I think it's the right thing to do.
As a Muslim, we don't believe every person who doesn't believe in God he's a completely evil person. Of course, we disagree with him that you should be good to your creator. Because it doesn't mean because you are good to people, therefore you are okay. But remember, there's priorities. For example, if I am good to my neighbors and I'm abandoning my parents, am I still a good person? No. Even though I'm good to my neighbors, I'm good to you, I'm good to the brother Mansour. But there's priorities I'm missing. That's why the first thing that we should discuss here, that establish there is a creator who gave us air, and who gave us food, provision, water, and we should be grateful to him. That's the first thing we should establish. Because I can see you're a smart girl, you're a wise girl, so we should discuss this matter first. If you want to, it's up to you.
I get what you're saying.
It's up to you.
I know, but and again, different people have different beliefs. But I'm saying now, my point is that there's lots of different beliefs within the Muslim faith, right? Within Islam, based on where you live, based on where you're born, you have a different set of values. Immediately, wherever you're born, you have different.
Can you give me some examples?
Like in East Africa, where they believe in female circumcision and the removal of the clitoris, and they say, if you go to them and say why, they'll say my religion. My religion. You're saying that that's not true, right? That's not a belief that you hold.
Could this come from a cultural understanding as well?
But whose job is it to correct them? Not me, because I don't believe in it. You believe in it, and you're saying I studied the Quran.
Can I ask you just one question on this? It's interesting that you raised this. Interesting you raised
Well,
that.
I have to go, but
of course, you go whenever you have to.
finish your point.
Yeah.
You finish your
But
point, and I'll go.
that's this point. The whole world seems to be anti-FGM. Yeah.
Yes.
Female genital mutilation.
Yeah.
But isn't there some stark hypocrisy in the Western mindset where if man or woman want to pierce their own body, yeah, have earrings everywhere in their body, really harm themselves in making this ear piercing, nose piercing,
Really
private parts piercing, and so on and so forth. And
That's a very big difference between cutting off the clitoris.
Sorry, just one second. No, hang on. So, what's the reason FGM is outlawed? Is it
Because it's forced upon young children who
So-
don't have a say at all.
So if-
that's the difference.
that-
Students that I teach say that they're being told.
So if they're willingly
told,
accepting it's
I have
okay.
to go, but
Are you saying if they're happy with it, it's okay?
I would say that they would need to be educated about why they're doing it, right? They're not doing it for cleanliness. They're not doing it for all of these other things that they're fed. It's not true.
What makes it wrong? I'm not saying it's right. What makes it wrong?
Because there's no reason for doing it other than.
So if they give a reason
Yeah.
that, this is my culture, does that,
Yeah.
it's okay. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's not. You need
What
to be
makes it wrong?
educated because it's not necessary.
Is it necessary to wear earrings?
Amputate our arms.
Is it necessary to wear earrings?
That you can't
And
do a bait
nose
switch like
rings?
that. You can't compare a nose ring
Why
to
not?
removing.
Why not?
Because the rest of your life you cannot have sexual pleasure.
Okay.
You
That is
cannot.
against it, Let me clear to you. That is
You can't compare ear piercing
but hear me out.
to removing a clitoris.
No, hear me.
Even getting circumcised, you can't remove. You can't compare those two
Sorry,
things.
sorry. Circumcision that was there.
It's a ridiculous bait and switch.
No,
that
hear
you've
me
done.
out. Circumcision that has been practiced in East Africa or other countries.
No, all over the world.
No.
And especially in Western culture
Even in this
now.
country they do it.
Of course,
But there's two types.
And now it's switching back though.
There's two types.
It's switching back.
No, there's two types. There's one type which without any doubt we're not shy of it, we're not embarrassed. We're Muslim, we're proud of our religion. There's one type which is there is out of necessity to do it. But the one they're doing it, which remove it completely, even the girl she cannot even enjoy herself
Yeah.
if she get married, that is forbidden in Islam.
Yeah.
That there is a clear cut warning against it. Because you have to go, I will give you a gift from me. Please take it. And it was my pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And hopefully I'll see you again. Okay? Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Have a soul. Barakallahu
Thank you.
fikum. Assalamu alaikum. Take care.
Are you not making walk Are you not making walk Now,